What if not everything actually makes it into the museum? What if some of the most interesting pieces are sitting quietly in storage, completely out of sight? The Smithsonian alone holds more than 150 million artifacts. That's an almost unimaginable amount of history under one institutional roof. But here's the part that surprises people. Less than 1% of that collection is on public display at any given time. Naturally, that gap raises questions. If we only see a fraction, what exactly is happening with everything else? Museum officials insist the answer is simple: they archive, preserve, and document. They don't hide things for dramatic effect. Preservation is slow and technical. Fragile objects require controlled light, temperature, and humidity just to survive. And building a single major exhibit can cost millions of dollars in planning, conservation, and design. So when people picture endless shelves of unseen crates, it's easy for curiosity to turn into suspicion. In reality, nearly every artifact is cataloged, numbered, photographed, and logged into detailed databases. One of the most persistent rumors involves so-called giant skeleton discoveries. But historians point to exaggerated newspaper reports from the 1800s, not verified scientific cover-ups. High-security storage areas often look mysterious, but they're designed for protection, not secrecy. Controlled environments prevent decay, corrosion, and irreversible damage to fragile materials. The scale of these collections is hard to grasp: entire warehouses filled with categorized history. Curators regularly rotate artifacts, meaning different objects cycle in and out of exhibition. Still, physical gallery space is limited. Hard choices have to be made every year. Some critics argue political or cultural pressures shape what audiences ultimately see. Yet large portions of the collection can be searched publicly through online databases. The fossil archive alone contains millions of specimens, far too many for permanent display. When we don't see something, our imagination often fills the silence with dramatic possibilities. Each year, thousands of new items are acquired, adding to an already massive backlog. Many stored artifacts are duplicates or closely related variations of similar discoveries. Some materials are reserved specifically for accredited researchers and scientific study. Others travel internationally as part of rotating and collaborative exhibitions. Ongoing digitization projects aim to make even stored collections accessible worldwide. Freedom of information requests have examined policies, but haven't uncovered proof of suppression. Even so, viral headlines spread much faster than detailed archival explanations. Social media platforms tend to amplify the most sensational version of any story. Experts consistently emphasize evidence, documentation, and peer review over speculation. And it's important to note, this storage model is common across major museums globally. Conservation labs, climate control, and staffing all require significant funding. Scientific standards determine what can safely be displayed without long-term damage. Many enduring myths start with a misunderstanding that grows over time. Modern algorithms reward attention-grabbing claims, not always careful nuance. Transparency within large institutions is an ongoing process, not a fixed endpoint. Visitors often leave exhibits wondering what else might exist beyond the walls. Online archives now provide partial glimpses into these vast unseen collections. When you examine official records, they usually explain more than they obscure. Artifacts frequently move between institutions for research, loans, and shared exhibitions. Yet despite documentation, claims of hidden history continue to circulate. Perhaps what feels like secrecy is really just the overwhelming scale of preservation. So far, there is no verified evidence of deliberate, systematic artifact suppression. That doesn't mean institutions are flawless, but flaws aren't proof of conspiracy. The real question is this: how do we separate curiosity from assumption? Because history is still unfolding, and the next discovery could reshape everything we think we know.